Good evening, folks. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Thought I'd do a follow up on the VFOs. I actually ordered some and got them in today. I ordered two more because I plan on taking two of these and trying to add them to the transmit and the receive in a courier, one of those courier 23s. If you look, there's hardly any information that you can find on these things as far as programming them and what their purpose is. They don't come with any instructions. I will share something with y'all that dummy me should have figured out a long time ago, and I kind of got stumped. I kind of got aggravated with them. I've had one for a while and just couldn't figure out how to get it to work until I got a little more in-depth explanation from a friend of mine that's got one. What I plan to do with this one, they have the SMA connections on the back. If you've got a cord that's running to a radio and you're trying to take that thing off and on, you stand a chance of maybe pulling the cord loose inside the radio. If it's not, this stuff is so small, the shield on it, you have trouble keeping it soldered. By the way, what I plan on doing is getting one of these crystals out of an old radio, and I'll take it apart, and I've got some of this cable that I bought. I'll drill me a hole in the end of that cap, and I'll stick that coax down in there, strip it back, and solder one to each leg, and that'll just plug right in the crystal slot without any problem. But getting back to the VFO itself, it's got an input and an output. I have another one that I actually drilled a hole in and put a RCA jack in, a female. What I think I'm going to do with this one, it may not be big enough, I may have to do something different, but I'm going to take this input out because I have no use for it, and install a RCA jack in it, and I'll make me up a piece of cable with a male on one end and a female on the other. Once I get one end of this tied to the crystal, I'll have a female on the other where it'll be hanging out of the back of the radio, and I can just plug them in and out, and it'll be a whole lot easier than unscrewing this. But dummy me, I fooled this thing and fooled this thing and fooled this thing trying to get it to work probably a year ago, and I flipped through all the menu on it, and like I said, dummy me, it says right up the top 10K through 220 megahertz VFO / RF generator. Well, if you've tuned any radios, the receive, it tells you to inject a 455 kilohertz signal into it to tune the receive. So today I'm kind of surfing through the menu on this thing, and here's your step button, by the way. Three clicks will change it. That's 100 hertz. Two more, that's 10 hertz. Okay. Two more. Well, I didn't hit the button good, I don't guess. Okay, there we go. And I was flipping through this, and I see Gen. You can take this thing, and like I said, there's no instructions. You can take this thing and inject. What I'm doing, I'm hitting this step button to change so we need to go one more up. We hit the step button one more time, it'll change that one to 5. We go one more time, it'll change this digit to 4. So I can hook one of these SMA cables to the back of this and take a SMA cable to a PL259, screw this in the back of this of any radio, and it'll inject a 455 kilohertz signal into that radio. Why I didn't notice that before, I don't know. I know why, because I was trying to figure out why it wouldn't work as a VFO, and what I was doing wrong. That 455 kilohertz is the difference between your transmit and your receive. Because if you keyed the transmitter up and it was on the same frequency as the receiver, you'd have a problem. Well, it was the same way with this. You know, it emits a signal. So if you want to be on channel 12 and you set it to 27.105 and you plug it in the crystal slot, when you set it up on top of the radio before you ever plug it in, this receiver is going to pick it up, because that's what that receiver is receiving on. This transmitter is not transmitting on 27.105. You have an offset, a 455 kilohertz offset, or vice versa. So I can take this where it's at that frequency, plug a SMA to a PO259 connector in it. I have some, because I have a DDS nano VNA antenna analyzer, and plug it in the back of your radio, and it'll generate a signal into that radio and let you tune the radio to let you know that 455 kilohertz is in line like it's supposed to be. So your receiver and your transmitter will be in line the way they're supposed to be. So I thought that was pretty neat. And you know, just to change, you know, you got band tune. You just push that button, it goes to generator, which is where we was just at. I'm not sure what some of these are, because like I said, there's no information on them. But see, there's 82 meters, 60 meters, 48 meters, 41 meters, 29 meters, 25 meters. Now see, if you're at 25 meters, let's see, we have it on, we're going to step it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So if we want to change this one more, see, 27,780, that's 10 meters, because you're almost, technically you're not on the 10 meter band that you can talk on. This was what you would call, most people call free band, but that's how you change your settings from different frequencies. And it's amazing where it will go. I mean, it'll technically go, you know, there's 11 meter band right there, 27015. It shows as an 11 meter band. But thought I'd do a follow-up on that. If any of y'all decide you want to buy one of these, or you don't have any knowledge, have that much knowledge of them, I still don't know a whole lot about them, but I do know that I've been hunting a signal generator, a budget one, for a long time, and had one all along, and dummy me just didn't realize it. So they're pretty handy. A couple of quirks that I have found with them after I hooked this one up: if you have this cable hooked up inside your radio, and it doesn't matter if this is turned on or off, if you have it hooked up to this and it's sitting on that radio hooked up, it will change your transmit frequency. I'm sure there's somewhere I can adjust that, and I'll figure it out. But if you unhook the cable and just leave it sitting up there, it's fine. You know, if you're not gonna, like I have mine set up on 13, if I just want to talk on channel 12 and not go into any extra channels, I'll just flip it over on 12. If it's sitting up there hooked up, whereas the way this is now, it transmits 27,105. With this hooked up, even though it's not on, it'll transmit at 27,103. So yeah, it'll throw it off a little bit. Same way with if it's just sitting up there on. If you want to use it, say the battery goes dead in it, and you want to use it, and you want to plug it into a charger, I I've had problems with that. It still wants to transmit off frequency. So not sure where there's an adjustment for that. Like I said, I'll get into it. I got 2 of these in today. I'm gonna do one for the receive, one for the transmit on probably one of these courier radios or one of these other 23 channel radios, and do a little bit of experiment with them and see what I can come up with. But hope this helps some of you folks out that's interested in this kind of stuff. And you know, I can't answer a whole lot of questions other than what I've told you, but you know, the basic ones of how to get to the step. And by the way, this has a RX TX button on it. That's a transmit and receive. It makes no difference when you're using it as a VFO. You can have it on transmit or receive and it'll do the same thing. So I'll show you that right quick before I end the video. I don't want to talk y'all's ears off on a Sunday evening. You see right here, get it where the camera can focus on it and see it. It's a TX. If you push this button, it'll change it to RX. It changes it from transmit to receive. And I don't, you know, like I said, it doesn't make any difference in the way that I'm using it. I'm not sure on the generator side of it, but I'll find out because I plan on using that in the next day or two. I've got a sonar radio over here that I've been working on. I'm going to do a little video on it. It's a Sonar 3023. But hopefully we can get to receive going back up on it, and I'll do a little video of it. May even do one, you know, with this hooked up into the receive to tune the receive. Anyway, hope everyone enjoys their weekend. If you're off, enjoy your time off. If you're retired, more power to you. Every day's a Saturday. I tell people that, and it makes them mad if they're still working. But good evening from Southeast Tennessee, Shoeshine Boy, vintage CB radio at its best. Enjoy the hobby.